Friends, the question is why I stopped listening to Dr. Pradeep Kumar Ramanchalla or such people who teach Jeevan Vidya. See, Jeevan Vidya is the only savior that I see next for the whole world. But so it is important, obviously, and I still study it. It was in 2016 January that I got introduced to it, and it is almost 9 years, more than 9 years, and I'm grateful to have encountered this through this Dr. Pradeep. But the whole point is, see, I'm doing this not to talk about one individual, but it is about he's doing it in public, and then definitely there will be public reaction and response to it. So it's just like that. I hope you will take it like that. The point is that there is a very important difference. Okay, so if I have to explain this, there is one way I can do this. So if you see a darshan or any philosophy or something like that, you find it, and earlier to your finding it, you had some goal, something that you wanted to do. Now you found this philosophy, you use this philosophy to do this. You are happy that you got this philosophy that will validate and that will make your earlier job easy, and therefore you use this philosophy to do what you wanted to do earlier. This is one way. And the second way is, whatever you wanted to do, you leave it aside temporarily. You understand this philosophy, what this philosophy wants to do, and what this philosophy aims to do. What is the purpose of this philosophy? You first study that, and you agree with that, and you check whether there is any self-contradictions, etc. in this philosophy, whether this philosophy is rational, whether this philosophy is practical, and whether this philosophy has depth of philosophical depth, in the sense the truth, whether it aligns with truth or not. Then if it is also, if all of this is okay, checks out, then what happens is you compare your earlier goals with this goal, and if you find this philosophy's goal is superior to your earlier goal, you will very happily leave this earlier goals. You will make this philosophy's goals your goals, and then you will work for it. This is the second method. Now I am in the second method category. Therefore, I do not have any of my personal things or etc. I have, but then I have my understanding that this should be the goal, etc. for all the humanity, etc. But once I see that this is the superior one, I leave my earlier things, and then I try to do that one. So people like me are there, and people like those people who support the first category, first type are also there. Unfortunately, very disappointingly, these peoples I mentioned above fall into those earlier categories. They are not doing what Jeevan Vidya aims to do. Jeevan Vidya or Madhyastha Darshan or Sahastitwavad, it has come for all humanity. It has not come for one human being. It has not come for one community of human beings. Whenever Jeevan Vidya says Manav, they mean Manav Jati, not one Manav. But unfortunately, what is being done is, all of the efficacy and greatness of this whole Madhyastha Darshan is taken as something that uplifts one person, one family, and that too the narrow definition of the family. That family is that you get, or you are born into, or you are married into. Only by these two methods you can be a family. This kind of narrow definition. So it is they are making this whole philosophy serve their own purposes and their own earlier predetermined goals. Okay, how do you know? Okay, I know it in various ways, but let me tell you in this one way, that they had this notion of family, for example. This family, everybody agreed, even before Mother's Darshan came, everybody agreed that family means that which you are born into or you are married into. So this definition was there earlier. So now also they continue to do that. So they did not verify it after the Mother's Darshan. In the light of Mother's Darshan, they did not verify whether family's definition can be changed or is liable to change. No. And the morals or ethics, etc., that you hold dear earlier, so they're continued like that. Now, I don't have a problem if they are continued because Mother's Darshan agrees with it. But even the founder, even the propounder of Mother's Darshan, A. Nagaraj, has been silent on such things because they are sensitive. He knows, he's a quite practical man. All these people, who start some big sects and sampradayas and such other philosophies, etc., in our India, they are quite practical. They know what matches, they know what is the tolerance level of people in general. So they test the people's tolerance levels, but they do not go against something that they fundamentally believe, whether it is true or wrong. So what they did is, so Nagaraj did not go against or did not clean it up. Did not, what do I say? Did not say something very particularly that answers this question, whether family means only when you are born into or you are married into, whether only that should be the family or whole world can be your family. But he has clearly stated in the darshan, many places, that gram parivar, Vishwamanav Parivar, I think all of that. So the Parivar Shabd is used in various contexts like that. So if all the humanity cannot become one family, then they will have different goals and different, etc., all of that. So that kind of, anyway, you may even claim that I don't have proper clarity about it, I did not read books, etc. We cannot read books because we cannot read books further. We read to some extent. People do not wish to read books further because there is not enough inspiration that you get from people. We see the people, right? If the people who teach these books. So we see the people, and if they contradict themselves, and if we see some kind of strategizing or calculated behavior in people, then you cannot go further because those people read those books, they have done all that hard work, and then if that is the result, why would you want to be in their position? After reading books also you might be in that position, right? So that kind of enough prerana you will not get if you find people who have read books and study books continuously. If there is some problem in the sense objections and whatever, inconsistencies in the behavior that are in their conduct or in their if there are contradictions and which they don't want. See, there could be some problems which we may not be able to see, and various other factors will be there. But when we give them an opportunity via questioning, via asking, etc., if they're angry and instead of solving that problem, then also it's a big problem. And if they are admitting themselves that I do not care about whole humanity, etc., we would like to, but we don't have the capacity. Yes, that is true. We don't have the capacity to change the whole world, fine. But are you willing to, if you, how does a person's willingness get tested? It is by where that person is spending money, attention, and where that person is spending time, etc., like this, right? So as long as things are theoretical, they're all very good. They want to do the theory, they want to, do bhajana, parayana, kind of practices on Jeevan Vidya. Parayana means like, yeah, Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, that is what they say is, but what about actual implementation that is helpful for all humanity, which is given directly by Babaji. Babaji means A. Nagarajji. It is to Parivar Mulak Gram Swaraj Vyavastha. I am talking about Parivar Mulak Dasasopaniya Gram Swaraj Vyavastha. So he has already given a model. See, there are other philosophies who did not give any such model, but also this Shravanamanana Nididhyasana, the scriptures are there where you can keep on studying theoretically and you can live a good life, and that is enough. So that was the earlier religion. The difference between the earlier religion and this Madhya's darshan, as far as I can tell, is, of course, in my limited knowledge. Anybody, see, if I am talking, I am always talking in my limited knowledge. If you are talking, you are always talking in your limited knowledge. Which human being is talking with a background of all knowledge? You may claim Nagarajji, but that is only a bhakti, right? But that is only out of your bhakti. I don't want to object to your bhakti. You have a right to your own devotion and your opinion. But then that has to be proved, right? Babaji himself says, Nagarajji himself says that the proof that a person has attained knowledge is not in that person's claim or that person's erudition or ability to give great lectures and or even ability to present some philosophy that is logically very, very sound. But in whether that philosophy has taken a practical shape that people in large numbers can follow and are following, and is it spreading to the whole planet, and has it become parampara? Has it come into Vyapar Gaddi, Raj Gaddi, Shiksha Gaddi, etc. Right? Vyapar Gaddi, Raj Gaddi, Shiksha Gaddi and Dharma Gaddi. Religious. So these four places, this whole philosophy or whatever it is, it must come and then it has to flow through those to the next generation that is coming. So only that can prove, right? So for that whole proof, Akhanda Samaj, Sarvabhaum Vyavastha, Manaviya Parampara, the first level proof, the minimum proof, first step proof is at least one village that is part of that Gram Swaraj Parivar Mulak Dasasopaniya Gram Swaraj Vyavastha. So if that one village itself is not there, where is the proof that Nagarajji has got some Tattvic realization? See, he is Tarkically okay, good. Vyavaharik is also to a large extent, yes. But ultimately, if it is not Tattvically or right, or if it is existentially fitting or not in alignment with the truth that exists ultimately, how is it seen? It is seen only in the proof. Proof is this, right? So how are you actually criticizing the earlier methods or rejecting the earlier methods to be right and relevant to this day? You are on this basis that it has not formed parampara, that is why we reject it. Fine, but you can reject it when you can reject it properly and successfully only when you are able to show, not just show theoretical alternative, but a practical alternative. Now, why don't you work for it? So, okay, you don't have money and some people have money, they have a little undue advantage over us. Fine, no problem. But then at least if that advantage is there, then at least we should be able to unite with them, right? Okay, if you disagree with them, why don't you have a face-to-face discussion that is recorded live and then let the world know what differences exactly are there, who is wrong, who is exhibiting agitations, who is exhibiting very wrong things, etc. Okay, openly invite people who disagree with you or who are twisting your philosophies, etc. Then openly invite. See, you never had this whole that criticism is there on whole Jeevan Vidya philosophy. Nagarajji himself did not agree to be tested by others, or tested in the sense on a stage. Adarshvad representatives Sahastitvad representatives and Bhautikvad representatives. All of them can come together live and recorded. I mean, it will be there of a record. Every year you can do that. And then they can decide amongst themselves whether the summarization of Sahastitvad about the others is true or not. Right. So you ask thousands of people. Yes, you conduct shivers and you ask thousands of people. Most of the people are dumb, or they have only half knowledge regarding the technicalities of what you are talking about. So you are just stumping them with your greater logic that is still born out of Nyaya. And all your training, all Nagaraj's training is only earlier training only, right? All the credit to him only. So he himself admitted that 99 hits were done by, blows were given by the earlier ones, and then he has done the last one. But now you suddenly say that all of those other people, everything is like just a trash and no use, and then only we are able to do it, etc. So that is there all the time. Anyway, I wanted to, this video is not about the going to other points, but why some, you can take me as an average listener to Jeevan Vidya proposals. So this is what average listener to Jeevan Vidya proposals feel, that, see, I mean, we all need a land, a village wherein all facilities are there, minimum at least are there, wherein we can just join, okay, and then we can practice all concepts of Jeevan Vidya, and then see maybe in 2 years, 3 years where we are doing wrong, and then we can improve ourselves. So we can dedicate our lives, actually practically all our lives, not just theoretical dimension of our lives. But what we are doing is, we are doing everything that we criticize. Everything means most of the things that we criticize about others. Others in the sense, in this world, what is wrong with this world, we are still living like that, and some of them, not all of them, and we're not ready, we're not showing readiness to take it to scale. I mean, scale is at least one village, 1,000 people. If that is not done, then it's falling apart. That is why it is falling apart, I think. And you may see it differently. You may see it expanding because you are able to do bigger sabhas or etc. People will always come to listen to stories. People पंडाल तो बहुत, बागेश्वर बाबा का भी पंडाल भर जाता है, इतना भर जाता है कि ये शाहरुख खान, सलमान खान, ये लोग कुछ भी नहीं है, इतने लोग आते हैं वहाँ. यू योरसेल्फ, कुंभ मेला में इतने लोग आते हैं, 50 करोड़ लोग आए हैं. You yourself don't agree that it's something great just because 50 crores have come there, right? In that case, then how can you say that you are expanding just by the numbers of or statistics, how many places you have been able to reach, etc. So ultimately, the solid proof that there has some progress been done is whether you have a village that is sustainable and that is practicing all the 5 dimensions, panchayam, all of that has to be shown, and only then, okay, that may be falling short. We will continuously improve that 5 years, 6 years, maybe 10 years. And then in 10 years, what has happened, if it has been able to achieve to a large extent what Babaji has said, then we can call people and then show it so that they can replicate it. And maybe in 5 to 10, organically things, whether they will happen or not, there is absolutely no guarantee. So if there is no guarantee, then what is the use of Madhya's Darshan appearing on earth? None, right? I don't know. This is my understanding as an average listener to Madhya's Darshan. Thank you.